Hey guys, today we're going to talk about, can CBD oil help with depression? Now, full disclosure, we sell CBD oil on our website, akirabotanicals.com, that we make from hemp that we grow on our farm. So I guess it's a little bit like asking a barber if you need a haircut. But all I'm going to do here is share my story and what's worked for me. I also want to say that none of this is medical advice. This is just my experience and what's worked for me in my life. With that being said, let's get into it. So I think I first started noticing feelings of being down when I was probably 9 or 10, and I didn't even know what it was at the time. And it wasn't until I was maybe 12 years old, I started getting these really sharp shooting pain headaches. Like, I called them lightning headaches because I didn't know what was going on. And so I remember I was 12 years old and I started researching on the internet what this was, and I finally found a website that said that it could be related to depression. And before then, I had never even considered myself to be depressed. I'd never even crossed my mind. I started talking to somebody, and then they said, yeah, I think you should go on some medication. So they prescribed me Zoloft, and they had to keep upping the medication dosage. And they said, if this doesn't work for you, we're gonna have to put you on antipsychotics. Luckily, that dosage of Zoloft actually worked enough to where we didn't need to take that route. However, you know, the depression didn't go away. It was always sort of there. It just maybe wasn't as deeply felt. And as I got into high school, I discovered cannabis, and that actually really helped with depression and insomnia. Fast forward, I go to college, I begin drinking. I begin experimenting with pills like benzodiazepines, which is an anti-anxiety med, things like Klonopin, which changes your brain chemistry to where your brain is then dependent on these drugs. It can't really function without them. You know, that kind of led me down this path of substance abuse and dependence, and felt no joy and felt no hope, and was just at about as rock bottom as I think I could get, where I just realized that something needed to change. And I'd say that's probably the first step, is determining that you want to change. And I know people are going to say it's not that easy. Look, I know it's not that easy. That's just the first step. It's just creating that intention in your life to say, I want to take steps to try to get better. The first action, the simplest action that you can take, is start eating healthy. I cannot stress how important that is. And I didn't realize it for so long that I was eating crap. In college, I was living off of things like hot dogs and pasta and beer. And that was like my diet. It was just putting crap food. 25-cent burritos, just the worst food you could buy, just putting it into my body. And I always wondered why I had no energy and why I was always depressed. Again, this all comes down to brain chemistry. And your brain chemistry is very dependent on what you're putting in your body. If you eat like crap, you're gonna feel like crap. So the first and simplest thing you can do is change your diet and eat a diet that is rich in fresh fruits and vegetables, lean protein, just overall healthy food. Limit the junk food, limit the alcohol intake, and you'll notice a big difference right off the bat. That's the first thing, easiest thing you can do. Step number 2 kind of ties into that, and that's to get active, to exercise. And if you can do that exercise outside, I think there's an added benefit to being outdoors, breathing in fresh air, and being under the sun. The sun is good for endorphins. And I want to say, when I was getting off of all my medication, like, you can't just cut it off cold turkey. So this was a battle for me. I had to go down sliver by sliver. And the way I did that was I worked out like a maniac. I would go to the gym and I would just go hardcore for about 2 hours, completely exhaust myself. But what I was doing, and I didn't even know it at the time, but what I was doing was rebuilding my brain chemistry. I was releasing those chemicals naturally so that I didn't need to get them from a pill. The third thing I would recommend is to develop some sort of a spiritual practice. Now, this could be prayer, meditation. This could be sitting quietly in the woods. This could be finding a way to just serve others. I believe serving others is a form of spiritual practice. And what that does is it gives us a sense of purpose. It gives us a sense of meaning. It gives us a sense of community. And, it kind of helps take the focus off yourself, which when you're in that state can really be useful, because when you're in it, it's like a negative loop pattern. You've got these negative thoughts that just keep on circulating and they wear you down. I mean, it's just nonstop all day, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And a lot of times you can't even sleep because they keep on going around and around. I've been there. I understand. I mean, just trying to do random acts of kindness. If helping people at this point is a little overwhelming, I get it. That's why I would suggest develop some sort of a meditation. You know, there's so many guided meditation practices out there, which I think really help until you can kind of get into the flow yourself. And just trying to establish that sort of calm, that peace, that quietness. The fourth thing that I would recommend doing is surround yourself with good people. You need to surround yourself with positive influences, and you need to cut out all the negative influences in your life. Now, that might sound really harsh. These could be people that have been friends or even family members that are maybe just constant negativity. And you know, they say misery loves company. But all that company does is keep both people miserable. So, you know, it almost becomes a codependent relationship with two miserable people keeping each other miserable, and that's not good for anybody. Focus on the people that bring positivity, encouragement, and love into your life. You know, find people with common interests, join a meetup group. Volunteer your time. We as humans need that. We are tribal people, and we need support from other humans, especially in times of hardship. And that's why I would say definitely find a group of people that can encourage you and kind of pick you up when you get down. Now, the fifth thing I want to touch on is supplements. Now, I left this one for last, and this guy's back to our original question: can CBD oil help with depression? CBD oil is a supplement, right? And so I feel like, yes, it can. Absolutely it can. But it's not a magic bullet. What CBD oil does for me, now personally, when I take it, is I typically feel it within about 5 to 10 minutes. And it's sort of just this, like, it'll kind of just bring things a little bit more into focus, calm my mind down enough to where I can think clearly. And that's the thing, we go back to these negative loop patterns. When you're just in that, you can't see any way out of it, and you can't even begin to uncover what's really bothering you. So none of this is a magic bullet. None of this is easy. But what I believe supplements like CBD oil could do is just maybe give you the tools to begin unpacking some of that baggage and getting in there and really trying to figure out what is actually going on. And it's really hard to do when your mind is just in these constant negative loop patterns. A lot of times people from the outside might look and say, what's the matter? What's so bad? And the thing is they can't see it because they're not in it, and you can't see any way out of it because you're so stuck in it. You have no other perspective. I want to make this very clear that if you are suffering from depression, it is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it's oftentimes a sign of greatness. And I believe that once you do overcome it, you have a tremendous amount of power from having gone through it. So keep that in mind. You know, I am the person I am today because I went through these things. And I wouldn't change it because, to be honest, I never thought I could be this happy. I mean, I really didn't. And so for me, I'm incredibly grateful for everything in my life because I've gone through it, because I've seen the other side and know that things do get better. And I want to encourage you, if you know somebody who is currently suffering with depression, please share this video with them. And I'm going to put my email in the description down below. And anybody out there who's watching this who's suffering with depression, shoot me an email. I want to help. I want to help other people get through this because I feel so incredibly fortunate to have come out on the other side, and I want to do whatever I can. Again, if you're interested in CBD oil, you can check out our website at curabotanicals.com. I don't care if you buy it from us or even if you take it at all. I think you can get through this without it, but I do believe that it is an extra tool that can help kind of get things moving in the right direction. Find a trusted source, make sure that they're doing testing, make sure that it's a pure product, and just kind of go from there, because there's a lot of snake oil out there, and I wouldn't want you to try it and then say, oh, this doesn't work, and you wasted your money. I know that it works, but you got to be getting it from a good source. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all next time. If you guys like this video and you'd like to see more like it, leave us a comment down below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, visit us at greenshinefarms.com and follow us on Instagram at greenshinefarms. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. I remember feeling hopeless, absolute despair, and God, Rio, did you eat shit? Oh.